The Wii is not at all familiar with violent games. Sure, it has some like Resident Evil 4 and No More Heroes, but it's still lacking them. Luckily for Wii owners, Platinum Games, the studio founded by former Clover members, which was the studio that created Okami and Beautiful Joe, is here to bring the violence to Nintendo's little white box with Madworld, a black and white stylized over-the-top action game. Can the Wii stand the sight of blood, or should Platinum Games pack up and run home before they hurt themselves? The premise behind Madworld is a pretty serious one. An unknown group has taken over Jefferson Island and blown out all of the bridges, trapping whoever was in the city and keeping everyone else out. They have set up defenses should the authorities try to invade the island, and they are forcing the people on the island to participate in a bloody little game called Death Watch. The main protagonist, Jack Kamen, has infiltrated the island and is tasked with taking Death Watch down from the inside. Thus, he needs to participate in the games himself. The story is actually interesting and pretty serious. Jack is a great main character and he doesn't let anything bother him, making the player feel pretty tough as well. Not all the cutscenes are actually proper cinematics, instead playing out in a motion comic style. Overall, it's a pretty good story coming from an action game. The gameplay is where Madworld is both great and the worst. It plays similar to a beat 'em up where you just progress through the stages by beating everyone in your path. The only difference is that you are timed and the levels are open. These open levels are littered with traps, obstacles, and other death-dealing instruments used to end your enemies' lives. As you kill enemies, you earn points that are needed to make your way through the stage to the boss battle. The most brutal your kill, the more higher your point value. The game encourages you to mess around, throwing never-ending waves of enemies your way, and discourages repetition in kills. This way of scoring is all well and good, but it can't shake the repetition the basic gameplay has. All the basic enemies in the game behave the same way and are basically brain dead and let you murder them without much resistance. The boss battles and mini-bosses are a totally different story, however. Most stages have randomly occurring mini-bosses that will aggressively ravage you and provide some entertaining battles as do the fantastic bosses. Each boss ends with a cool finisher, making them that much better. The thing that ruins gameplay is a lack of any real combo system. You only have one combo while unarmed, and each weapon only has one combo, which makes the combat a bore. What's not boring are the finishers, which is where the Wii's motion controls come into play. These motion controls, like No More Heroes, don't feel intrusive at all and are how motion controls in action games should be done. After an enemy is weakened, you'll see an icon saying Finish, and you hold B. You will then be told to do something with the Wii remote, which will result in an over-the-top violent act, which is just as satisfying as No More Heroes finishers. Other than punch, you'll be throwing your enemies. By throwing them, you can throw them onto hooks, into spikes, into barrels, etc. This is the main way you'll be earning your points, and they remain entertaining the whole way through. As you earn points in a stage, you will unlock the Bloodbath challenges, which are violent mini-games that will award you with even more points. These are a fun diversion, but they tend to overstay their welcome as some are used multiple times throughout the game. The game isn't very long, but it ends just as you are tiring of the whole thing, which is perfect. Overall, it's fun and amusing, but very repetitive. The audio is great here. The voices are all very well done, with Steve Bloom as Jack being the easiest to recognize and enjoy, and the music is very fitting. I am not a fan of rap, but I can't help but say that it works extremely well here. The sound effects are done well, and the grunts' screams never get old. Of course, the best thing about the game is the two Death Watch announcers. They are hilarious and make just listening to the game a joy. They comment on the things you are doing and make bad jokes, and by the end of the first stage you love them. Madworld is definitely not bad in the ears.
You must thrive. Stay clear cause the world is mine and the right fist backs every word of my lines. Attack on sight, red, black, white is all that is needed. Delivering a beating, face all bleeding. You no longer breathing, stop sign for your eye, life is depleting. Call me a heathen.
The visuals are another thing that make the game unique. As mentioned, and as you can see while watching this video, the visuals are completely black and white with the exception of the red blood. It's actually pretty stunning to see in motion and it never gets old. It also never gets in the way and never makes anything hard to see or make out, which is very impressive. The character models all look great, as does the violence. The environments are pretty simple, but they are full of detail and objects you can interact with. It's a great looking game all around, and it would look great on any platform, which doesn't happen much with Wii games. It's one of the best looking third-party releases on the Wii.
So better yet insane. Now I must come across pain. The price on my brain is at $10,000. Don't let the chainsaw stop ya. I slice through similar to a surgeon. This is my world and I'm still here lurking. It's a mad world. Better watch your step. It's a mad world. Now take your last. No time to waste them on a death watch. Wiping out the enemy is the next thought. 10K bounty, thoughts not cloudy. Chainsaw, make your brains roll, don't doubt me. Put your life on the line to survive. This game of death, you must thrive. Stay clear, cause the world is mine, and the right fist backs every word of my lines. Attack on sight, red, black, white is all that is needed. Delivering a beating, face all bleeding. You no longer breathing, stop sign for your eye, life is depleting. Call me a heathen, this mad world is feeding. My appetite for destruction and my reason is the last. You're feeling my drip, if you don't, you can feel your chest cavity split. It's a mad world.
Overall, if you own a Wii and are looking for a violent action game, then look no further. If your bloodlust wasn't satisfied by No More Heroes, let Madworld into your life. It's a fun, amusing, great looking, and great playing game. The repetition tends to set in quickly during extended periods of play, but in short bursts, it's an amazing game with an amazing visual style. Join the games and get your death on. Jack takes an 8.5 out of 10 home from Death Watch. Look at me while I'm talking. I heard you was lurking. I wasn't even stalking my program. Thinking you the man in the place. Now it's about time you catch a hand to the face. Look, pimpin', I ain't playing. In a minute, you're gonna be laying on the ground. I ain't messing around. My city, my rules, my money, my town. Look, pimpin', I ain't playing. In a minute, you're gonna be laying on the ground. I ain't messing around. My city, my rules, my money, my town. Rim tilted, coke coated, fresh to death. Literally, I do kill it. Blood stirred in this game of death. Yeah, you hear the announcer, but ain't no ref. I just kept hearing your name too much, and that's it. Now I just came to touch your backbone with a boot. I came to the tooth. It don't take much now, ain't that the truth? My boo got a thing for you. She really likes money, but the pain would do. You can't hang you a featherweight. I can't believe that you made it this far. It'll never take a lot of work to make it levitate. I strike first, don't hesitate to populate the murder rate. You just sealed your fate. On the holidays, that'll be one less play. Look, pimpin', I ain't playing. In a minute, you're gonna be laying on the ground. I ain't messing around. My city, my rules, my money, my town. Look, pimpin', I ain't